This is your one and only 𝐵𝑒𝑟𝑒𝑠𝑝ARK81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another informational Valheim video. Today, I'm going to show you how to build the perfect underground base. Let's get to it. So in order to do this, it's super simple. All you need to do is come to your altar where you summon the Elder. And I cannot believe I did not think of this before. I even have the guide showing how to basically glitch out and cheese the Elder boss, where I dig under the edge of this thing, but it wasn't until I just watched the most recent video on the channel, Let's Game It Out, where it finally dawned on me, oh my god, this is the perfect location for an underground base. Screw the boulders and all that other crap that you see out there. Half the time it's janky, you gotta dig through the boulder, it doesn't break right, it's terrible. This is where you want to make your underground base. This bad boy right here. Look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely freaking massive. And you can dig pretty deep underneath of it too, or you should be able to, because as far as I understand the way that digging works, it's based on the height of where you start digging at. So for example, we'll be able to go down here, but the same distance that we can dig down here is the same distance that we will be able to dig down all the way up here. It's always the same no matter where you're at. So you should be able to dig nice and deep underneath this thing. And I'm going to give you some tips and stuff on that, on how to make it completely raid proof, how to deal with your fire and all of that. So let's dig the hole. So what you want to do, level out a nice little area right on the edge of it, just to make sure everything is nice and neat. So just find a little spot that you like where you want to start leveling, and just level it all out. So once you have it all leveled out, nice and pretty, like you see here, we're going to grab our pickaxe and we're going to stand on the edge, and we're just going to knock it away from the edge like that. Then once you can't hit it anymore, that's when we're going to transition down. So we want this hole to be absolutely as small as possible, as small as we can get it. So we're going to dig through like this. Now see how the ground shifted? That's exactly what you want to happen. Now we're going to dig again, and then we're going to dig one more. And then I already have a spot dug out here, but then once you've dug down like this, let's dig one more. Something like that. Don't dig it down as far as you can right from the get-go. So then what you want to do is dig forward a couple of times and then dig down and start to dig out. And the reason that we're doing that is because that's going to create a little ledge for you, because we're not going to have a door, we're not going to have a ladder or anything like that. What you want is this little step like we have here, because you can essentially scale the side of pretty much any wall or any land wall in the game. So all you have to do now is just run up to this thing, and you can see we can jump up to this ledge, and then we can jump right up out of the hole. And you don't even need a whole lot of stamina in order to do that. I can do it with the base stamina with this setup. So here we are with the base stamina, and we can jump, and we can jump, and we're out. So super easy to do. And then also getting into it is also good, because if you just dig straight down and you don't have any type of ladder or anything, you're going to take fall damage. But as you see here, we can slide down the edge, we slide down the edge, and bam, perfect. No fall damage, gets us in and out of our base super easy. So then after you've done that, then just continue to dig forward and dig down as far as you can dig down. And as you can see here, there is an absolute ton of room in here. Look at all this room. There is so much room in here that we can make a separate floor here. So something like this, and we can have a completely separate floor. Look at this. Look at how much room this is. This is insane. Now, once again, yours may vary just a little bit, but you should be able to get pretty deep underneath this thing, as you see here. So once you've done all that and you have your little setup, I mean, look at this. Look how cool this is. You're going to need a fire under here. Of course, you want fire for cooking and all of that stuff. And you're going to need to vent it. And you're like, well, 𝐵𝑒𝑟𝑒𝑠𝑝ARK, I'm going to have to put holes on the side of this thing and do all kinds of different stuff in order to vent my fire, because otherwise this tiny little area is just going to fill up with smoke and murder me. And no, that is not the case. In my recent video on my hardcore Let's Play series, and by the way, if you want to check that out, you should check it out. The link for the playlist is down in the description. Hop down there and check it out after watching this video. I mentioned in that most recent episode that I love the smoke mechanics, and I love messing with the smoke mechanics in this game and trying to figure out different ways to vent fire. Recently, I found out you don't actually have to vent fire. So check this out. All we have to do is grab our wall like this, and we're just gonna kind of push the wall back like that, get it up nice against the wall like so. Take the other piece here and go out like this because I want a nice square. So then we do that. Look at this. We got a nice little square here. And now we don't have to keep it like this. We can delete this bottom here. I'm just trying to do this so I can get all of my measurements right and everything. So see, now that should be foundation 2 because it's touching the wall. So we can just delete that. Now what we can do is just take that up another one here. So let's get ourselves a little bit of scaffolding. Now all we have to do is just snap this on here like so, and then we're going to make sure that we have a back because that's not actually touching the wall, and you want to make sure that it's encased because you don't want smoke to leak out. So we can either try to get in here and snap it like this, or we can just put a back on it. Either way, as long as the smoke can't escape. So then once we do that, then we're going to bring it across like this. And then we're just going to cap the top of it. Do you see where this is going? I'm sure some of you out there already realize what I'm going to do here. And then we're going to do the same thing across here. And I find that it works best if you do this 3 times. So you just take it out to the side like this. This should be okay. It's preferably if we can take it one more, it would be even better, but this should be good enough for me to get the point across and show you how this works. So, and then what we do is just close this off because ideally smoke just needs time to hang out and then smoke can dissipate. So, and then we want to put this little overhang on here. You got to put this overhang. If not, smoke leaks out. So put that little overhang. And now all we have to do is just put our fire underneath there like that. Make sure you get it nice and centered. Most of the smoke is going to end up in here. And once it ends up in here, it just hangs out in there until it dissipates. Like I said, ideally we want to go one more over, get about 3. So you want your 1 up and then you want to come over 3. But this should do the job for the most part. If you don't go far enough, the worst thing that can happen is smoke will start to leak out the bottom. If you enclose it further, so if we were to do the whole thing like this and make a little cool fireplace or something like that, something like this, it can end up with a situation where too much smoke will build up and then your fire may go out. Then eventually the smoke will dissipate and the fire will pop back in. But as you see, it works quite well. Our fire is going good. We have smoke all around this. It's kind of radiating out around it like it does, but it's not filling our base. So you don't even have to vent out. Okay, so let's talk about dealing with the raids, because depending on the size of your hole here, some things can slip down in this hole. There's a super easy thing you can do to stop that from happening, and it involves using either these. You can use the beams. So you just go through here and you use the beams like this, and we're just gonna make a tiny little beam wall around the outer edge of the hole like so. And then we want to go one more. You want to make sure it's at least 2 high. However, I have found that they are very apt to attacking the beams when you do this. Now, it's going to give you plenty of time to deal with the event. You can just simply, as soon as you realize the event's happening, and you may not have enough time right away, so that's why you put the wall here. All you have to do is place a floor at ground level like so. Hardly anything can attack down in this game. So the troll may smash, and if it's just below ground level, you should be all right, but it could smash down, and if it does, it could destroy this. But if a troll does it, it doesn't matter because the troll's not fitting in here. A lot of your little odds and ends like skeletons and stuff like that, they won't attack down, so it doesn't really matter. Now, if you don't want to have to worry about dealing with that, there is a trick you can do with the walls here, and I'm going to show you this trick because this trick works really well, and I'm not 100% sure why. It just does. So what you do is we're just going to grab one of these angled beams like this, and then we're going to grab our stake wall. And then you want to slide the stake wall down that angle beam until just the tip is sticking out, just enough that you can't walk over it, even sprinting. Okay, and then what you're going to do is just continue to do that. So to get the next one to snap, all we have to do is put another one of those like that, and you can see it snaps right into place like so. And then we're going to do the same thing and just do that until we get around our base here. So we'll just slide it down. Now, the tricky part comes to when you want to come across here. You need to do a couple of different things here. Either you need to leave a gap, which I don't recommend doing, or you need to bring it back further. Otherwise, past where you drop down. Otherwise, you'll end up with a wall halfway through and you won't be able to get down. So what we're going to do now is just take this back a little further than we normally would. And if you need to change your height, so now we're at a bit of an incline here. So all we have to do is just reposition our wall like so. And then we can actually, if we offset it a little bit, so now's when I want to change the height. So all I have to do is just offset it from my other wall and leave a small gap like this. And you can see that it won't snap. And then we can change the height of our wall. So now I'm just going to do this and then bring it around. And that is it. That there is really all you have to do. And the beauty of this is you don't need any type of door or anything. So you can just pop right out of this thing and pop right over your fence with no problem, but nothing can actually get down in here. Now, I'm going to run some events. I want to show you what happens when you're down in here. And I'm not going to talk much more about like filling it out because obviously you know what to do. Dig it out is the full size of this thing all the way until you get to the edge. And then you can do little sections like I did here. You can do whatever you want down here. I showed you how to deal with fires. You can do stuff like this and have more space down here. That should just snap right to the side. Yeah, other than that, just fill it out however you want. You shouldn't have any problems filling the area out. Let's run some events. Let's start with the skeletons event. And I'm going to detach the camera. I'm going to stay down here to pretend like I'm just messing around in my base. I'm over here. Let's pretend I'm over here smelting some copper or something. Oh no, here come the skeletons. They're going to attack my base. Oh no, they don't even care because they can't figure out how to get to me. They think that I'm right there. Well, they know that I'm right there and they can't figure out what to do. But you're like, but Firespark, what if you were near the edge and they kited near the edge? Okay, let's move over. Now we're working on our workbench. Now here's all the skeletons outside while we're working at our workbench. They have no idea what to do. I think what happens when you do this wall is the AI sees it as a full wall and gets confused even though that it's not. So here we are with the troll event and I'm right here by the door. As you can see me down there. Trolls. Yup, that wall stops the trolls all right. And now they're confused still, just like everything else. They know I'm down there. They can't figure out how to get to me. I don't even have to worry. I can be down here doing whatever I want and it does not matter. It is a completely raid-proof base design. So that's pretty much it for this one. Just kind of a short, sweet video. I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was a really great idea. I know a lot of people have been itching for an underground base. If you found it helpful and informational, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other Valheim content. And I don't just cover Valheim, I cover all kinds of different games, so you never know when I'm going to be making a guide for a game that you may be playing. And on top of that, if you do make an underground base and you want to share it, I have a Discord. Link for it is down in the description. Hop down there and post pictures of your awesome underground base in my art channel. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that sub button. I want to give a big thank you to my patrons for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my elite crew of Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.